looks like I'm shooting over at the 8. So I am way left. Let's go right. Right. 2 full rotations. See where we're at now. Looks like I'm a little bit left now, or right now. So we're gonna go half way. Alright, I'm digging that. Oh, dead nuts. Alright, so we're high a little bit on that ring, but we're dead nut center. So let's lower it just a touch. Okay, and let's see where we're at now. Pop off 3. Aim for the X again. Still looks like we're high. Okay, so now we're low. Get up. There. Okay, it looks like we're about at the X, so we're shooting a little bit right. I think we nailed it. I'm shooting low. Hey, what up, tubers? Yeah, it's your pal Jackhammer Mike with another lame video. Let me preface this by saying that
we all want to learn from each other, right? That's why you guys watch us and why you guys put out your own content or make comments, because you all want to learn. I have a kid, shouldn't really call him a kid, he's a grown man with a kid, he's got his own kid. However, he's new to the shooting sports. He's got an AR, Daniel Defense, nice rifle, I haven't seen it yet, but he wants to get an optic. And we're kind of going back and forth, and I was talking to him about the Holosun, and because he wanted a red dot, you know, and I told him about my Holosun, how cool it was. But now he's kind of hemming and hawing because I've got the scope on it on my M4, and it's fantastic, love it. He now he's kind of torn. He's like, God, it's so complicated. There's so many things. It's like, yeah, there is, but there's just one thing you really got to do is you got to figure out what your system is going to be for, right? When I first got this, I did not have old painless here, right? And CQB was kind of what I was hoping for, or not hoping for, but being able to accomplish with the Holosun on here. That was fantastic, but after 100 yards, you know, my eyes, my grandpa eyes are not that great anymore. So, yeah, 200 yards, I was having a little bit of trouble seeing the plate. Especially when these plates, they get shot up. I mean, you can paint them all day long, but, you know, after a few shots, it blows the paint off of them, right? So they're very hard to see without magnification, you know, just with your bare eyes, you know, if you can see them, more power to you. So, you know, we're talking optics and CQB and all in a matter of what do you want your system to do, okay? At first this was CQB. Now that I got old painless here, the Shoddy, this is my CQB rifle, okay? This is from 0 to, well, I've got it 0 to at 100 yards of slug. So I could go out to 100 yards with it. The truth of the matter is that basically the effective range of that is going to be 25 yards or so, 50 yards maybe, but 25 yards or closer with double-aught buck. Maybe I want to use some high brass number 4 birdshot, maybe rubber bullets. I'm looking into that. I would like to have some rubber bullets with all this bullshit going on. So, you know, this is now my CQB. This is where the red dot goes, my Holosun. Here's a picture of the Holosun's reticle, where you've got the chevron and you've got bullet drop compensation. Here's a picture of the Vortex, the Diamondback Tactical. The reticle on this one is hash marks. So, but the reason I'm making this video is, again, you know, we all want to learn from each other. You know, I watch the Contingency Plan, Mad Kilt has some stuff, Norwegian Nightmare has some stuff, Nick Makes Preps has stuff that, you know, you can learn from, that I like, and you know, other people, you know, some of the intelligent comments that go below, like Bob Barker and Door Kicker and some of these other guys that, you know, make comments down there. And if I forgot or I didn't mention you, don't worry about it. I know who you are. I love all you guys. And so we kind of like learn from each other. Well, one reason I'm making this is because I want my guy at work to take a look at it. But secondly, contingency plan is went out and did the last 2 videos that he was talking about, especially because of the circumstances going on, that he wants to re-zero his rifle to about 100 feet, which is still about 33 yards. 100 feet is, and you know, he's out shooting and getting his zero and all, and you know, we've had a conversation before, you know, him and I, over this, and I disagree with it. Not the concept that you're going to be shooting between, you know, if you're defending your house, you're not going to be shooting probably 200 yards out, 300 yards out, 100 yards out. No, you're going to be shooting at people or cars or things that are parked in front of your house or across the street. Right now, across the street to the other houses, I'd say is probably maybe 100 feet or so. But I'm not going to be shooting my next door neighbors, I don't think. But if cars rolled up and people got behind their cars and stuff, then yeah, you're looking at a 100-foot shot, 50-foot shot, which is where old Painless is going to come in, because she's going to take care of anything close. Up to 100 yards. With deer slug, 100 yards. Now, the controversy or the disagreement that we have is that, neither one of us are really wrong. He's dead on. Most of your combat situations in urban areas are going to be close. Okay? It's going to be close quarters. But down at the end of my street, before it goes around the corner, is about 200. I thought it was like 270. It might be 240, but it's 200 plus yards to the end of my street. I've ranged it before. And if there's a car or something coming down, you know, around the corner, or maybe even a mob of people, you're going to unload on them. I'd rather shoot them farther out than letting them get close. Okay. So yeah, if there's a car out there, or somebody's ripping down the street, or there's a mob of people coming down the street, depending on the circumstances, would I fire? Sure, maybe. I don't know. You have to wait till the circumstances hit you. Make sure you're doing everything legally. Okay? Don't mess around. But that's not the point right now. The point is, do you zero your rifle in for 100 feet, or do you zero your rifle in at 100 yards? Now, again, here's a picture of the reticle on the Holosun, and here's a picture of the reticle on the Diamondback Tactical. They both have bullet drop compensators on them. Okay, so I could take a 100-yard shot with this. I think my battery's loose. I could take a 100-yard shot with this, and with a slug. I'm not going to do it with buckshot or anything like that. It'll never hit that far. Yeah, she can hit 100 yards easy. However, at 100 yards, the bullet, when it comes out of the gun, or the slug, I mean, it's going a huge arc to get to that 100-yard target. It's got a huge arc. So if you take this same 100-yard zero and shoot it close range, you're going to be high, because that thing is going to be going up. Okay. So guns don't shoot in a straight line. They arc. They arch, whatever they do. So as your bullet's going uphill, if you got a closer target, you've got to aim lower. Okay, so this, I would probably, if I aimed for the belly, I probably would hit him here in the chest. If I aim for the chest, I have a good chance of hitting him in the head. Okay. I don't really think that body armor is going to help you at 25 feet, 25 yards. It's only 75 feet. 10 yards or whatever, against a deer slug, a 1-ounce slug, you're going to get your ass knocked out, whether you have body armor or not. it's going to mess you up. So I'm not a big fan of shooting necessarily zeroing my rifle in for close range. Same with this. Now, the AR and the Diamondback Tactical has what they call zero reset turrets on it. Okay, and the reticle, again, you can see it's got hash marks rather than mil dots. But as I want to shoot, I can compensate two different ways. I can go by the mil dots that are on, the reticle, or I can adjust my turret to where I need to be. All right, and let's go 0. I don't like it when people kind of pause going in front of the house. Okay, so there's 0 and 0 elevation. There we go. So if I want to shoot, so 0 to 100, so if I want to go to 200, I can either use the mil dots or the hash marks in here, or I can crank my turret up to where I need it to be. 300 yards, I can go up more, and then if I need to, I just go back to 0 and I'm all lined up again. Okay. The thing of it is that if you were to shoot at, say, 100 feet, you could kind of do the same thing with this. If you're shooting at 100 feet, your bullet's going to be way low. So you just go to the negative numbers, and that's going to raise you up, I believe. Or maybe I have to go to the positive numbers. Oh, yeah, you have to go to the positive numbers. But the thing of it is, if you do 0 at 100 yards and you want to shoot closer, say 25 yards, then you could go to the 0 and go to the negative numbers, and that'll lower it. That's the way it works. Go to the negative numbers on your turret. But, if you have bullet drop compensation on your sight, your optic, you need to zero it pretty much at 100 yards. Most of them say that, 100 yards or so. You can do 25 yards to get it on paper and to get a 0, and then take it out to 100 yards and get it zeroed at 100. Also, if you want to shoot close range like that, 100 feet or so, if you are familiar with your rifle and where it shoots at 100 yards, you could adjust your sights to hit 100 feet. Okay, you're not, just because you zeroed it at 100 yards doesn't mean you're stuck shooting at 100 yards. You can bring it in closer. So anything that is coming up around the front of your house, maybe the cars are barricaded up there, people are shooting at you. You don't have to necessarily use a 100-yard 0 on it. You can compensate by lowering your shots. It's just a matter of practice. Okay, practice, practice, practice. So again, I'm old school. I am in the school of 100-yard 0. That way all my compensation works, and all I have to do is adjust the look. This, Holosun has a chevron, and then it's got 3 dots below that. And if you can see it, which I can't unless I have the magnifier on it, you can, adjust your fire with those dots. Same with this. You can use the hash marks on this thing and, compensate. Or you can roll the turrets and do it that way. You've got, what is it, 500 yards. I think this thing drops like 30 inches or something like that. So the one thing that the contingency plan is correct on is the fact that your effective range on a 16-inch AR-15 or M4, your effective range is going to be about 300 at the max. Okay. Not only are you going to struggle to hit it unless you've got a nice optic on it, but you are going to have the bullet is just going to lose its oomph. Okay, at 300 yards, 400 yards, 500 yards. It's just not going to have enough oomph to it. And the bullet is so light, even though, like, I shoot 62 grains and I have the Barnes 85 grain bullets in here, very heavy hitter. They are still going to lose their power at at distance. So closer than 300 yards. I've always told him that the reason I want to be able to shoot 300 yards with this is that, say for instance, we're out at Camp Contingency, and we bugged out, or I bugged out, and I'm at Camp Contingency because unfortunately the contingency plan's on other mission right now. But we go out, I'm out at Camp Contingency, maybe I have my son or whatever, maybe I'm alone, whatever, but I'm hunting and trying to find food. And at 300 yards, if I could hit a pig or a cow that's out there, I'm gonna do it. Especially shit hits the fan. There's no law, no rule of law or anything like that. I'm gonna be shooting cattle to survive on. That's gonna be a ton of beef jerky for sure. I'm gonna shoot pig if I can. Just depends. But 300 yards or closer is good. I'd like to see a 200-yard shot, maybe a 100-yard shot for sure. But if we're walking or I'm hiking or whatever the case may be, and see something in the distance, maybe I'm gonna take the shot, depending on if there's obstacles in the way or not. If there's a lot of brush in the way, probably not gonna do it. I mean, if it's a clear, clean shot, I'll probably take it. So, all right, that's pretty much it, guys. You do your own thing, and what works for you may not work for somebody else. That's, again, I'm not here to bash the contingency plan. He's certainly not wrong in his way of thinking. I'm not buying into the 100-yard or 100-foot zero. I'm gonna stick with my 100 yards and then adjust accordingly with my compensation. Again, your bullet is going to be going up at an angle, and once it gets past about 200 yards, now it starts, gravity takes over and it's gone. So that's that. But your comments are welcome. Please, whatever you think you're going to do, I would love to hear it, especially in these crazy times. It has people spooked. Would you zero your rifle to 100 feet, or would you keep it at 100 yards and compensate? Do you have a shotgun? I know Contingency Plan has a nice 20 gauge. I highly recommend him get it loaded with buckshot and double-aught or slugs, and use it for CQB. Save the AR for 100 yards out or more, and we'll go from there. So, all right, guys, stay safe. I've got a project coming up today that you're gonna love. It's a camp kitchen sink assembly. I'm gonna make that next. I'm gonna edit this real quick. We have a balmy 93 degrees today. This is fantastic weather, and since it was 104 yesterday and 111 the day before, it's been in the hundreds, high hundreds, for the last week. And now we got front, just beautiful right now. There's no clouds, no nothing. We got a little bit of sprinkles last night, but 93 degrees today. So we're gonna get our camp sink going and get that project done and over with. You're gonna love that, so stay tuned. But there you have it. Zeros. What do you do? What do you zero your rifle at? And